Oh yes. Welcome back to another live lift. Let's attack the bar. Straight into it. Smooth, beautiful. Woo. Yeah. Welcome back. As usual, guys, thumbs up on the video for the audio. Woo. Today, heavy squats. Woo. And we're going to do some upright row from the floor, a largely neglected exercise, and I just don't see anybody do it anymore. They do cleans, but to do the upright row purely as a power building strength and exercise is very rare. It's a nice combination with the heavy squat, all that power going through the legs. As usual, I'm out of breath. I did my warm-up off screen, thoroughly warmed up. How do I feel after the last session? I actually feel like, welcome to week 3, by the way. This is week 3 of our strength season, the end of week 3. And I actually feel like I can feel already more thickness in my hamstrings, particularly when I'm squatting right down. I feel a lot more power in the hips. My abs are so solid and really, really strong. My back feels amazing, really, really strong. We did quite a lot of back work recently, a lot of deadlift, a lot of pulling from the floor, a lot of rowing, chin-ups. So certainly over the last 3 weeks, I can feel huge progress already. And it will creep up on you before you realize you're a month down the line. And we've gone from 130, started about 130, didn't we? Now we're up to 137, so that 7.5 kilos increase in 3 weeks, which is amazing. And that's testament to good recovery and very nice complementary training, nice choice of exercises. Lower back feels good, shoulders feel good. So 4 more sets on 137, there's 137 on the bar today. If you ever run out of space, these are like kind of CrossFit weights. You can use the slimmer 20s, which I will do. It's just all that's available at the moment because there was classes on and they were using the other weights. So I will taper these down and we'll have some slimmer 20s on the bar. So it's not as impressive as it looks. It looks huge, but it's only 137. It's just get ready for another set. How about that? Let's get into it. Attack the bar. Come on. That last live stream was amazing, wasn't it? Hey, with that bench press. Nice achievement. Focus, technique, breathing power. Tight abs. Yeah. Nice. Tell you what though, after that last session, I did carbs off screen. Did my supplementary work off screen, as I mentioned. Oh, do you know what actually? The last live stream, at the end of the last live stream, when I was explaining what I was going to do with the calves and how the calf muscle works and injuries, I will have to do that again and go through that again because something came up on the screen about not being able to connect to the cloud or something. So it kind of stopped recording like the last 4 or 5 minutes, but it doesn't matter. In fact, what it did it might have missed out the last set. So the very last set of those bent over T-bar rows is just completely gone. It just looks like I haven't done the set, but I assure you I did do the set. For some reason, yeah, it come up on the screen as I checked the camera and it said like, cannot connect to cloud or something like that. And then when I pressed OK, it just carried on recording. So I don't know why that happened. So if that does happen, let me know. But my calves feel good. Still a bit sore. Calves, very delicate muscle. So I did some calf raises on the Smith machine. Did like 4 or 5 sets, including the bar. Let's say must have about 80 kilo, 90 kilo, something like that. 8 to 10 reps. That was just about where I started to feel it really burning, and my technique was faltering. So, and what I do with the calves, I tend not to wait until they fully recovered. I tend to hit them quite rapidly, sort of doing a set every 20, 30 seconds. Usually a nice, if you're not sure how much rest to take when you're training your calves, and I explained the reasons why in the previous video, and I'll explain again why you should train your calves. From an injury prevention point of view, in terms of tendonitis, Achilles tendinopathy, tendonitis, and also Achilles tendon rupture, the triceps surae muscle of the gastrocnemius, the soleus, and plantaris. So you want to make sure you are working your calves. A good rule of thumb, if you're not sure, is to do. So if you're doing like 10 to 15 reps, if you can get 10 to 15 seconds rest, so the number of seconds rest equivalent to the number of reps you do is usually a nice rule of thumb. If I'm going a little bit heavier though, I will have a bit more time to recover on the calves. But calves are important. We mentioned obviously when the video cut off, I mentioned the lateral on the outside of the leg as well, the peroneal muscles. Very, very important to prevent ankle inversion injuries. So you don't go over and twist your ankle essentially. We ready for another set? It's about 3 minutes, isn't it? Boy can talk for 3 minutes. Third set coming up. I felt really nice and warmed up actually. These first 2 sets have been really good. So this probably should feel even better. But we're pushing 140 soon. We'll be on 140 probably in a couple of live streams doing our squats. Nice and warm, nice and steady. Come on. Easy. Woo. Smooth. 2, 3. Ooh, beautiful, nice, all the way to the base, smooth. No bouncing on your knees at the bottom, no bouncing on your knees at the top. You've delicate cartilage. Well, it's pretty tough actually. Cartilage called meniscus. If you've ever heard of someone go, "Oh, I've done the cartilage in my knee," they're talking about the meniscus. The reason why they're called the menisci is because they're moon-shaped on both sides. Inside meniscus, a bit bigger, a bit thicker, prevents movement, fixed, vulnerable. If the knee joint is bent in an awkward position, the lateral meniscus is a little bit smaller and allows a bit more freedom of movement, a little bit of rotation at the knee. It's called the screw-home mechanism, which allows you to lock your knees out. Essentially, if I demonstrate here, as your leg straightens, essentially your knee will rotate in a little bit, and where my knuckles interlock, that's essentially the joint going into a closed position and locking out, and that's the screw-home mechanism. So it screws a little bit. So you don't want to be bouncing when you're doing a heavy squat, and you don't want to be bouncing and twisting. You can tear up the meniscus, any meniscal injuries, any cartilage injuries. Again, cartilage, as mentioned when we talked about the tendons and the discs in the back, they are avascular, meaning they have a poor blood supply, usually get their nutrients through diffusion or from the bony end plates or the cartilage, chondrocytes lining the joint, synovial fluid carrying a lot of protein. All right, Neil. We're almost ready for another set. Just got another couple of sets to go. 2 more. I think about a minute and a half. So, thumbs up on the video, guys. Thumbs up on the video for the audio. Just gonna do another couple of sets and I'll see we're almost ready. Quick set, 5 reps. Yes. Awesome. All right, Neil. Cheers, mate. Thanks, mate. We're on the live stream. Do you want to come say hello?
Yes, definitely.
You're not shy, are you? Good to see you, mate. This is Neil. Say hello.
Okay.
What's your message for the world?
I'm going. Get comfortable being uncomfortable.
Good, man.
That's my motto.
Good to see you.
Oh, are you live streaming, huh?
Yeah, live stream YouTube.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
I thought I'd do this season of strength seasons. I'm doing it for like so many years now. I thought, you know what? Got a few videos here and there, but people keep asking me, how do you do it? What do you do? I thought, you know what? If I just live stream my sessions from the very beginning and they'll see the progress over the next 6 to 8 months.
Yeah, your form and depth is perfect on it. Perfect.
Not bad for a natural, with no belts, no straps, so just slowly.
I don't belt up until I'm really heavy.
I think you get really heavy. Yeah.
Probably like 260, and I would
Nice.
I'd strap up.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Good.
Yeah, good stuff,
I'll
mate.
leave it to you.
See you soon, mate. Thanks for stopping in. See you soon, mate. Whew. Those 4 sets have gone really fast. It's the last set already. Thumbs up on the video. Oh. Yeah. Like the video. Thumbs up. Light sweat, heavy weight. Beautiful. Oh, that's so satisfying. Ooh. Quick decompression. Stretch through. Oh, yes. Two. 3. So, yeah, it's all about personal growth, personal progress, results, having a really nice physique that looks strong. And the biggest thing as well, I find that's most complementary to you training like this is your proportions. You'll find that people will notice that you look physically bigger, stronger, thicker, but they'll actually say to you, you're in proportion, which I think is an amazing achievement. No matter what shape or size or how tall you are, I think having proportions for your frame, your morphology is really key. So by making sure you're doing all the vital lifts, the compound multi-joint exercises, squats, bench, deadlift, chin-ups, military press, trap bar press, upright row from the floor, sled pull. What else did we do? We've done farmer's carry so far, yoke carry, sandbags. We'll do Atlas stone. We will do, oh, we've done dips as well, and many, many, many more exercises that we're yet to even do here. Bench, I don't know if I mentioned bench. It'll keep you in proportion as well as strong and thick. Wow. Last set. Whew, come on. Ooh, come on. Come on. What I'm going to do is warm up the shoulders a little bit just between we do this and the next exercise, because I will make sure the traps and the shoulders are nice and warm. You'll see why. Come on. Last set, no fail, all 5. Beautiful. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah. Nice. Ooh. Power. Pure power. Absolutely. Yeah. Yes. Progress every single session, every set, every rep. Pure progress. Whew. What we're going to do is break this down and spin you around. So we might use that actually. Use the 20s. So upright row from the floor coming up. Next exercise. Next main lift. Woo. First, we'll carry this over safely. Awesome. Okay. Fantastic. So nice and warm. We've got to warm up the shoulders though. Purely based on the fact that an upright row is going to really tax the lateral delts, trapezius muscle. In fact, it's going to probably hit all of the delts, to be honest. It's going to hit the traps. It's going to hit all your back, all your erector spinae, hit your legs, your hamstrings, all power right through the entire body. We'll talk more about this during my 3-minute breaks. Just get this rubber band for a quick stretch. Get the shoulders nice and warm. So, how am I going to warm these up? Take a little band, only the red one. It's a couple of centimeters thick. Nice, easy through. Remember, not letting your arms, your wrists drop, because that's an impinged position. Remember, wrists up when we do this. Wrists up. That hits all heads of the delt. Because we're going to be upright rowing from this position. And essentially, I could demonstrate now. Could even do a couple of warm-ups. Grabbing the bar. We'll be pulling from a deadlift position. Up and right through. Up and right through. Up and right through. So again, it's that combined movement that we use when we do deadlift, when we do clean and jerk. But this time, instead of cleaning it, as I mentioned earlier about the CrossFit, these guys do the upright row, but they clean it and they catch it like this. So the CrossFit guys may or may not jerk it, but the jerk guys of the Olympics will jerk it up in the sky. We did that in the last video. But in this case, it's just an upright row. I'm just going to pull this bar as powerfully as I can and up as high as I can with my shoulders activated, pulling up. I'm going to be going up through my calves as well, really arching back a little bit and really powering up through onto my tiptoes to get all the power right through my calves, right through my hamstrings, my quads, my back extensors. My abs will be switched on, my shoulders, trapezius muscle, all the shoulder girdle, my forearms and hands pulling that bar right up as high as I can. In this situation, I'm happy to let the bar fall down to the floor, and I'm going to upright row it again from scratch. With a lighter weight, I can keep hold of it, take the weight down again and pull up again. But when we're getting really heavy, I personally only use the positive concentric phase of drive, and I let the bar drop. When I drive again, I let the bar drop. You can hold onto the bar, take it down with you, but I think you're going to risk pulling something in your shoulder or in your arm as you let that weight drop down. So I'm happy to let the weight drop to the floor and do the positive phase again and pull it through. I think 60 is a fair shout. We'll start on 60. I haven't done this for a long time because again, we're just starting strength season, so I haven't done most of these exercises for about 5 or 6 months, maybe 4 or 5 months. So final preps, get a bit of chalk. So I think quick towel. A little bit of chalk. Never did anyone any harm. Okey-doke. We'll do the first set. Nice. This is pure power. This is pure power. And this will be complementary to all the other exercises that we do. It's going to be helping our squat, it's going to help our deadlift, it's going to help our power cleans, our clean and jerk, our snatch, our rowing. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. So, first set coming up. So our back is nice and warm because we've just done loads of squats as well. So On a lighter weight, I'll keep hold of the bar, but on a heavier weight, I'll let it drop. Nice and high. Pull up as high as you can. Plenty of power, loads of power going through there. I pushed it up to 80 now and I put a couple of 10s on. Whew. Wow. I'm doing a good 5 sets. The last session of the week, got 2 days recovery, so we're back on Friday, guys. Friday night lights. Just grab a couple of 10s. So with this now, I'm happy to let the weight drop to the floor. We've got the big rubber CrossFit ones on, so we can drop it. Some people might be a bit unhappy with the gym you're in. You might only have metal plates, might not let you drop. But if you've got a proper gym, they will let you, and they'll have the correct surfaces and weights to allow dropping of heavy weights. Just clear the area for safety. The bar can bounce around a little bit. Whew. Next set. Still warming up. Next set. Ooh, big drive, full power, full power. All your shoulders, ooh, absolutely. Right up. Power helps you deadlift. Ooh. Full power. Feel the quads working as well. Ah, that's really good. Ooh. That's really good for a warm-up set. More weight. Deadlift's quite strong. We're deadlifting 140, rowing about 75. So I think we could happily get 100 kilos on there today, which would be a really nice start. And that'll creep up over the next few weeks when we come to do this power upright row from the floor again. Creep it up 105, 110, 112, 115 if we have to. Very complementary exercise to all the other strength and power work. Whew. Power. So normal deadlift form, everything nice and tight, back nice and straight. And focus on being explosive, or as explosive as you can. Technique is really important because you don't want to go into having an arched back just to get it up. Almost ready for another one. Oh. Quick breather. A bit more chalk. Then next set. Really taxes those shoulders in a nice explosive way, in a safe position for the shoulders as well, because you're pulling through. Of course, if you're overhead and you're doing really heavy, the shoulder's in a much more vulnerable position. But to do it from this aspect, pulling up, compound against gravity, and keeping those elbows up, those wrists up, you're going to hit the shoulder, get it powerful and big, but in a more safe position. Right, anyway, attack the bar. Come on. Big lift. Ooh. Head rush. Ooh. Beast. Couple more, I think. Squeeze. No, one more there. Technique just felt a bit off. Oh, fantastic. Whew. Yes. Pure power, pure explosiveness. It's fine. All good, mate. Whew. Two minute rest. Light sweat, still got a light sweat on. You know, that's how you know you're working hard enough. You'll have just a nice light sweat. 1.5 minutes. Nice, tight lower back. Glutes activated, abs activated, quads switched on, powerful. Remember, just did the heavy squats. So if I got enough space here, should be all right. Have you got enough space?
Yeah, plenty of space.
Just, I don't want to trip over your kettlebell.
Oh, no problem.
Sound. Working hard. Okay, here we go. Come on. Come on. Pure power. Oh. Oh. Really good, nice and tidy. Whew. So remember, it's okay doing the same exercises in the same plane of movement. People can really master the deadlift, they can really master the squat, they're fantastic at bench press. But usually the weakness comes when they really check their physical fitness. So we look at agility as well as speed, motor coordination. So by doing something different like this, a bit more explosive, we've got to think about our coordination in terms of our technique, getting it right all the time. Explosiveness, speed, power. Keep asking questions of the body, asking questions of your muscles so they're not just getting used to doing the same thing, same exercises, same routines. All-round physical strength and fitness. Highly neglected exercise. Really nice return on investment for your traps as well. I noticed when I started doing this, particularly the last few years, really brought on my trap development, upper shoulders, thickness in the upper back as well. Very complementary to the deadlift, very complementary to the squat. Cleans and jerks, need I mention. Okay, next set. Shoulders are pumped. Ooh, that was hard. Come on, power. Beautiful. Head rush. Quick water break. I've lost count of how many sets I've done on 100. So if I ever lose count, I do an extra one. Better to do one more than one less, isn't it? I think this is the fourth. Oh. Are we ready? Come on. More power. More power to you, more strength to you. This is tough. Small incremental weight lifts, weight increases with this as well. Sometimes I might just put on like 1 kilo or sometimes 2 kilo because your form and technique will falter. Because you've got to focus on power. You don't want that to be hindered by it being too heavy, because you need to be able to power through the weight that's achievable. So remember, no ego. You might just need to drop it down so you can feel that explosiveness. Anyway, shut up and lift. Head rush. Abs, oblique, switched on. Come on. That last rep was hard. Wow. Whew. more set. A good way to decompress. In fact, this doesn't decompress the spine actually. This is a position in which it's helpful to the lower back. So if you do have any lower back pain or a small disc protrusion, they do advise this position, which is an extended position. And the theory is it helps the disc to draw back into place, take that pressure off the nerve root if it's been compressed. So this extended position is a position that your physiotherapist or doctor will advise, if it's safe for you to do that, of course. The reason why I'm explaining this is not to give any unsolicited advice on back pain, but I sometimes feel that during my session, if I am doing a lot of squats or deadlift or lifting, I find that just resting in this position for a few moments can help ease any tension and give my abs a bit of a rest. Constantly being erect and upright all day. So sitting down, taking the pressure off the spine, sometimes rotating as well. That's during my warm-up, which I of course do off screen. Rotating through the lower back. Easing out, and you'll sometimes feel that this bridge position is helpful as well. Switch on the glutes and the hams. You can do this on one leg as well if you've got good abdominal power. Sometimes these techniques are used in yoga as well. I do like them. I think they're really nice for your deep pelvic floor, core muscles as well. Sometimes the girls do it after giving birth. Pelvic floor control work, yoga. I think it's really nice as well for lower back. Just my preference though. Sometimes do like to do it to ease off between sets. Woo, should we do one more? I think we should. Let's dance. Oh, another tip as well is I like to actually use metal clips on this, because as the bar drops, it will wobble around and come loose and your disc plates will slip off a little bit. So I personally like to use the metal grip ones. The plastic ones, or the other variety, sometimes slip a little bit. So for these more dynamic exercises, certainly like the metal ones. I can actually feel my calves working. Isn't it really nice? Again, another complementary exercise. Hitting the calves directly in the last session, but now in this session, working them through this power upright row from the floor, this power clean. And pushing through the toes, I can feel my calves switched on again. So again, they've had some rest, but I'm hitting them again 24 hours later, 48 hours later. Okay, last one. Power! Doesn't look like much, but give it a try, you'll soon appreciate. Oh, straps are tired now. Come on, focus then. More focus. Come on. Come on, one more. Yeah. Nice, tidy session. So, just tidy up. I'll be right back with you. Whew. Breather. So, whew. Work a bit of grip strength. So, I'm going to break off and do some supplementary work. Today, I think it would be really smart if I work my abs, because I did some carves of the day. We did a lot of biceps, shoulders, did some bench press of the day, did a little bit of shoulders today as well. So I'm probably doing my abs actually, maybe some hanging abs, and I've got a rubber, the rubber band, really thick one that I can put around my chest, and on a decline machine, I can do a sit-up, but I'll have a spotter or an assistant pull that rubber band really, really taut, and I'll do a sit-up with that resistance from the rubber band. I find that you get to a point when you do really heavy abdominal strengthening training, you will develop strong abs from doing the squats and the deadlifts and the cleans and stuff, but and the Zerka squats that we did in a couple of live streams ago. So you will develop strong abs by doing that, but to work them more directly, there's going to come a point where they're quite hard to stimulate because they're really strong. So I like to get the resistance bands going. And then just a little bit about the calf muscle as well. I'm going to repeat this because it got cut off in the previous live stream. It's a real shame because I think it is really helpful to be aware of the calves. They are a hard muscle to train. There is some argument out there to say it's based on genetics. Personally, I don't know how much weight that holds. And that's what I mean. I'm not disqualifying that. I don't know how much weight that holds in terms of it being genetic. I think they're just a really hard muscle to train. And I think if you don't see much progress with your calves after training for a while, people kind of give up on them and they think, oh, they're not responding and it must be a genetic thing. Perhaps that's the argument that people try to make. Personally, I have seen good calf development. It's just patience, and it takes a long, long time. You have to know how to hit them. They will recover very quickly, but when they are loaded up, they will also fatigue and be exquisitely painful as well, and it's not a nice pain from the calves. It feels, what I can only imagine is like you've cut off the blood supply to a muscle, like an ischemic type pain. It hurts. When you train your calf muscle, it really hurts, and it is like some pain that you have never ever felt before in your muscles ever. It takes patience and time. You've got to pretty much get them, again, as I advise with all the strength work, start off light and get the technique, but very, very slowly you do want to get heavier. Now the reason why is for a couple of reasons. With the calf muscle, I mentioned earlier, it's a triceps surae, so there's essentially three muscles there. There's two large ones, which is the gastrocnemius, and there's the soleus muscle. Now the gastroc covers two joints, so it covers the knee and the ankle. The soleus is more of a flat muscle. It's named after a fish, I believe, a French fish, because it's flat and broad. And that only goes over one joint, so that's more over the ankle joint. Now, there's another deep muscle called plantaris. It's quite underappreciated. The theory is it has some role in helping that knee to lock and unlock. You can pop your plantaris. I think it's called tennis leg, where some people they feel like a little pop in the back of their leg and then there's no pain. And it happens when you're playing tennis apparently, but I've never experienced that. I've never had a patient that's had that either during my time as a physio or any time. And it's a small muscle, it's probably quite insignificant. But anyway, that's why it's called the triceps surae, because you've got your plantaris, your soleus, and your gastrocnemius. The theory is if your knees are locked, you're going to work all of them. If your knees are bent slightly, you're more likely, the theory is that you're more likely to biomechanically be working the soleus more with a bent knee. I think that because the gastroc does cover both joints, you're probably going to have some gastroc activation, and the reason why is because they all share the same tendon, which is the Achilles tendon. So to make my point is, the Achilles tendon, essentially, if you're starting off to do some exercise, whether it's running or weightlifting or putting more weight through your body, your calves are carrying more load, and the Achilles will take the brunt force of that. Now, you can get an Achilles tendonitis and a tendinopathy, which is an acute inflammation, if you do too much on your Achilles too soon. So you don't want that. And also, as we progress, as you put on more weight and get stronger and get heavier, essentially, you're top heavy, you're carrying more load, you're putting more power through your legs and your calves and your ankles, doing squats, doing deadlifts. If you're a runner, you're going to be putting more weight per leg as you're running. Running is a one-legged sport, so your leg and your Achilles has to take a lot of that load, all of that load, and it has to remain elastic. So by increasing your weight gradually, you need the Achilles to adapt to that gradually as well. If the adaptation is too slow or you're increasing your intensity of exercise too fast, it will flare up and you'll get an injury. Worst case scenario as well is more weight going through there. You can rupture the Achilles as well, and you don't want that to happen. And this is common in people doing Ironman or running, or just spontaneously it can go. There's some evidence to link people on drugs called fluoroquinolones. It's an antibiotic. So there's some fluoroquinolones, there's something in the research about taking a certain antibiotic. A fluoroquinolone can leave you quite prone to rupturing the Achilles too as well. And any localized steroid use, if you're using not anabolic steroids, I mean more not anabolic steroids, I mean glucocorticoid steroids, which are used to fight inflammation. Using glucocorticoid steroids, they can weaken tendons. So we tend to stay away from tendinopathies and tendinitises, trying to keep glucocorticoids away from the tendon tissue, because it can also leave them prone to rupture as well. So the reason why I'm telling you is because it's absolutely essential to train your calves. I do them, so there's a couple of exercises. So in terms of biceps, we mentioned biceps rupture, we mentioned Achilles rupture today. So that's why I particularly like to do those couple of muscle groups in isolation, so they're really strong and able to carry me through doing all the other strength work exercises, such as power cleans that we did today. We were driving through those calves. The yoke carry will be walking, carrying weight on our back. The farmer's carry, we're walking, carrying more weight. The calf is a huge stabilizer of the ankle and the knee, particularly during squat as well. And in fact, when you get really heavy with the squat, you can feel your calves working to stabilize you. There's also those small muscles on the outside of the leg, the peronei, longus, brevis, and tertius, and they help to prevent inversion injuries of the ankle, which is a twisted ankle. So by working your calves as well, you'll be stabilizing the outside of your ankle as well, because you don't want to twist your ankle. Anyway, that's enough. I can go on all day about it, but mainly biceps and certainly calves and some abs that I'm going to do now. I do like to work them in isolation to keep the legs nice and strong and remain athletic. Right, anyway, that's enough. So what we did today, we did some squats, we did some upright row for the floor. I'm gonna go do some abs now, and a couple of days break, and we're back on Friday. And Friday will be the start of week 4 of strength season. So hope you can join me. And amazing progress already. Like, the weight's going up already. I certainly feel bigger and stronger, and that's only within the last 3 weeks. So strength is everything. Strength is best type of training there is. All right, see you soon.